Hello guys, and welcome back. We're obviously on the bank today and pretty much have my bank gear with me. So plan today is shallow bays, shallow areas. I'm going to work all shallow and we just see what we can pluck out of them. I'm only out this evening for about an hour, and I do think you've better chance of catching the shallower areas, especially when you're fishing for numbers. If you're fishing for bigger, generally speaking, you'd like to go a little bit deeper, but at this time of year they can kind of be anywhere at this stage because weather's still cold enough. Some of the lakes are still on 5 degrees, especially the ones with springs in them. But yeah, we'll see how we get on. It's going to be a good evening. I'm looking forward to it. Now, I've already rigged up from what you've seen in the last video, which would be no surprise to some of you, is the perch shad. And that perch shad caught me a 20-pounder in what was a very hard day. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we can nab out of it. It's just as the wind's setting, just the sun setting, we get this little beauty. Now, put him back because he's fighting fit. There we go. Right. Let's get fish number 2. That really wrapped itself round and round and round. Do you ever wonder how these things get in such a mess? Let's get going. Let's see if there's a little pocket of jacks in there. Cast it a little bit further. I was trying to keep the cast shorter, so I keep trying to keep the cast a little bit shorter, so I don't kind of ruin the whole swim the whole way across. If I catch from the far side, just like that, straight after. Right, what do we have? Not a bad wee one again. Actually a slightly better one. So fish number 2. Right. There she is, and away she swims. Right. Let's go again. So, theory here of shallow is certainly working. This place dries up, have another wee swim I'd like to try here. Lovely sunset or sun rainbow. I don't know how, but I always seem to be fishing into the sun. You ever noticed that? It's it's quite annoying when you've missed your sunglasses, and then as it gets darker, you just don't know if it's gonna if your sunglasses are gonna work then. But hopefully this wind isn't annoying us too much. I think I have the sound fairly sussed out. Right, a few more casts here and we'll move on. I want to go over there, across the way. I have to cross a ditch and all, so I'd like to get it sussed in relative light. Now, so moving on to the next spot, and I'm just wondering, out of interest, if you could leave it in the comments, how long do you spend on each place? Do you spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Like, I spent about 20 minutes there, and to be perfectly honest, I think that's long enough. Unless it's a very slow day and you're not catching anything. But if they're biting like that and you catch, well, I think you're safe enough to know when to move on or not. Yeah, we'll go over here. Anyway, try and jump this ditch without getting stuck. And welcome back to the arena. How deep is this? You're just afraid of it suddenly dropping in the next step. Ooh. Right, here we go. Now. Good feeling of it here, there's a bed in front of me. Right, first cast. Flop. Second cast fish. We'll see. Probably a bit far from me liking for the first cast. Oh! Fish! How big is it? Feels small enough. There we go. Nothing too dramatic, thank God. Well, you've sorted yourself out. So let them back. 3 fish. I'd say I'm here 20 minutes. So it just goes to show, don't be afraid to move around. Anyway, we'll go back over there. That's what I was worried, if there's any fish in between me and where I caught that other fish, I might have spooked it. That's quite shallow there actually. I think that affects, do you think that weed will affect the fish taking the lure? In my view it does, but I still don't understand why it does, because if a fishtail can work and a feather can work and all that type of stuff, so there's no reason a bit of weed hanging off it isn't going to work. So how often do you actually change location then? I know we were chatting about changing swims and changing spots on a certain lake. But how often do you actually just move on, or do you slug it out? And do you have any stories of how slugging it out actually worked for you even better? My view is, if you're not catching on it, move on. I know there's fetal spells and I know there's all that talk as well, but I've yet to see a better method than keep moving on if you're not catching in one lake. Pike are opportunist feeders, you see, as well as definitely a feeding spells. but I think you're upping your chances if you have more area covered in terms of opportunities, and you don't know what's going on in the water. There could be something wrong with the pH level. They might fish in it, mightn't like a certain type of weather that's there, so it's just all very hard to know. But I'd just like to know what your view is. If you can leave in the comments, I can chat to you about it then. Oh, come on, go again, please. That's an eye in now. I can see the swirl out there. Didn't go for it again anyway. Let's try that again. So we just do what we done there the last time, we slow it right down. And I found with this lure especially that a constant movement seems to work a little bit better than pausing too often. It's sometimes good if you pause a bit, but if you keep it going, it's not that bad at all. It seems to work better. Now, it's a brand new lure, so by the end of spring I could be telling you a completely different story. No, I think it's time to move on a bit, lads. And let it sink. See, does it go down a bit? Does that entice them? Oh, got one. Something about going out for an evening and catching a nice few fish. This could be one of the better ones of today. Certainly one of the better fighters. Where are you? Nice, buddy. Just calm down a little bit. Calm down a little bit. Now. I don't know about you guys, but I am having great crack this evening. This perch shad is a killer. Unbelievable. Very impressed with it. There's a rattle in the tail of it, so I think that's what's drawing a lot of attention to it. Seems to be doing very well. Even against the river roach I've seen it, and that's a hot favourite of mine. I've seen it outfish the river roach, which doesn't happen very often. Nice if every fishing session was this easy to get a few fish, but we'll certainly take it when we're getting it. Must actually do a video at the end of this, guys. It'll be coming out after this video of what I'm actually using, because I really scaled down what I bring with me fishing, and I've even noticed it on the boat that I scaled it down a right bit. So I must actually show you what I use most of the time. Now on the boat I bring a few trolling stuff, but look, we'll chat about all that in the next video, which kind of going over what I'm actually bringing out to the bank with me. It just makes everything so much easier. Tell you what guys, they're not in that shallow. They're sitting out beyond the weed beds. You're sitting out beyond them, so might work my way back. Trout must be is starting up rightly. If you are interested in some trout river fishing, there's great trout rivers around me. If you want to see what I can get, or see what I can't get, should I say, because I know absolutely nothing about trout fishing other than spinners, and worms, but I don't know real ins and outs of what's good or what's bad about them. So if it's something you'd like to see me go through the hard process of learning of, let me know. I think I might actually work my way back to the spots. Back fishing at the second spot. Oh! Oh, did you see that? I really hope you've seen that, guys. Literally straight on top. Come on, wee fella. Get you in and we get you back out. Might even get him out hand. There we go. Good dive, mister. This perch shad is killing it. So as you can see, I have it rigged with I think it's a 3 gram, yeah, 3 gram weight on the stinger. So I need to put it back a little bit just to kind of get up my chances of getting hooked. And if you're still here, please give a like and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We're nearly at 1,000, and to be perfectly honest, the way it's going, I'm very, very happy. I didn't think anyone would be interested in looking at me fishing, but well, I enjoy it, so other people do, and I enjoy watching others. So it's great to get the feedback on you. So again, let me know what you think on location. Do you move much? Do you slug it out, or do you just kind of keep moving lake after lake after lake? So today I literally only done 15 minutes max a swim, and I came back and actually caught one again, the same swim. So it just goes to show, if you give swims rest and move on, it works. So let me know if you slug it out or if you kind of keep moving. But we'll see you next time, guys.